Welcome back, everybody. And so big shout out to the channel sponsor, Helium Mobile. Try them out. Use my promo code to get your first month for free. But in this video, I have the iPhone 12, I have the Nothing Phone 1. And I've made it clear that, since my journey with Nothing, I actually prefer Nothing over the iPhone and over other devices that I have, which I'll get into in a future video. But this is my reasonings why. So, first off, I gotta say the operating system of choice. Android over iOS. I'm more of an Android guy. iOS has its benefits, but it's a little bit plain Jane for me. I mean, people talk about like the app drawer on iOS, and with Nothing OS, you can do the exact same thing. You can categorize your apps where they pop up in a folder, okay? Now, I'm not gonna talk about who bit who or whatever, whatnot. That's not what this video is about. I just want to say that you can make your app drawer a bit intuitive, which is a nice touch. With the Nothing Phone 1, the build quality, I've said it before, I like it. I see why people say that it kind of looks iPhone-esque, and that really just boils down to like the camera placement. But when you really look at a Nothing Phone, you know it's a Nothing Phone. It's not an iPhone. You'll definitely know that. You got the glyphs on the back of it. You got the flat edges. You got all the bells and whistles. Things that I enjoy from the Nothing Phone. And the iPhone is, it's an iPhone. You really can tell it's an iPhone. Yes, it's got the flat edges, very similar. You got the notch on the top, which obviously is going to give it away. You got the camera module on the back, where even though the camera sensors are placed similarly, you still got that square bump on the back of it. So, I mean, can't really confuse the two. Both are built nicely with nice materials for build quality, if that's like the most important thing to somebody. I would say that the Nothing Phone 1 is, in my opinion, a little bit lighter than the iPhone 12. I mean, but that could be just me. Other people can think differently. Hey, that's totally fine. I do like on the iPhone, though, that you have that mute switch. I like that, which is probably why I'm not sold on the newer iPhones with the action button on the top. I like that mute switch. Something that, OnePlus has also that I enjoy, and I kind of, wish that maybe Nothing would implement in the future. We'll see. When it comes to additional things to have, CMF and Nothing, they're very playful with their products. I like that. And it's not in an immature way. I mean, you look at the AirPods 3 here, and it's, white, it's plain. You look at the CMF buds, and it's like, oh, it's got this vibrant color. It's got this quirky design. Even has that little wheel that rotates that, you can fidget with, There's just things about it that I think is like pretty cool. The CMF Watch Pro, I really enjoy this smartwatch. It does everything that I needed to do, track my health, track my fitness, literally take phone calls on it. It looks bulky and robust, but it's very light. And, it doesn't even feel like it's on my wrist at times, which I can appreciate. The watch band is comfortable. Probably one of the first smartwatches I've ever used with a very comfortable watch band that I didn't feel the need to actually go and purchase an aftermarket watch band. It's very nice. Got a nice display to it. Can read it. It's very, readable. Nice. It just feels comfortable. And with all these things together, it just works. When you're looking for simplicity, I find it with the Nothing Phone, the Nothing operating system, and the CMF products, which is a product of Nothing. CMF is a subdivision of Nothing. So the display looks absolutely nice. I like it. You got the higher frame rate resolution if you want to bump it up to that, or you can just stick with 60 hertz like I do. I don't mind it at all whatsoever. Everything about the Nothing Phone 1, has been a great experience for me. And, thinking about it side by side with my iPhone 12 and iOS 18 and what the iPhone offers, and it's like, if I had to choose between the two, I'm going to choose the Nothing Phone 1. Even when it comes down to user interface customizations, I mean, Nothing's got more options than my iPhone 12 does. My iPhone 12 having 4 options. Nothing Phone, you could download icon packs and change up how your icons look. I mean, it just really gives you that level of control of customization on your device, which, you know, if you want to be playful around with it, you definitely can, as opposed to iOS 18, which, you know, allows you to move your apps where you want them to be. And that's nice that they finally did that. But, you know, at the end of the day, Nothing Phone, CMF products, Nothing products, they have really got me sold as a new fan of the products.